Hey Flosstube, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jenny.
And we're the
Shady Trees.
Stitches. Together in person. Yay! It's our favourite way of being, isn't it, Jen?
Yep. Lisa's doing a flying visit to Sydney.
I am. I had to drop my husband at the airport.
Hence the flying.
Literally the flying, yes. So I'm making the most of having a night off in Sydney to spend with the lovely Jenny. So we thought we would do a catch-up Flosstube because I have been slack.
Me too.
You will have just seen that number 2 went up because I'd forgotten to put it up, even though it was filmed before number 3, which is last time you saw both of us, which was at the end of January. So we've got a lot to discuss.
Yes. But to be fair, it wasn't until like I think you tried to upload stuff and YouTube didn't like
stuff,
it.
Stuffs and technology. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a video about cross stitch.
Yes.
And we hope that you'll enjoy what you see. We thank you for coming back. Our regular people. There are quite a few of you and we do appreciate it and notice. And if you're new, hopefully you'll like us and subscribe, press like, give us a comment and come back for more. Because the next time you see us in some form will be the March Challenge chat.
Yes.
Which is coming up in the not too distant future, unfortunately.
Yes, although potentially you will be doing a retreat special next weekend.
Well, yes,
maybe?
There will be a retreat special as well. And I may do the March Challenge chat with Alex in the car on the way home. I didn't think you'd object.
No.
Like we did
yes, on the way home from...
Yeah. So, we didn't get any bad feedback from that version.
No.
So, it's easier on us. We've got the hours of driving. So, so next time you see Jenny, we'll be in the mid-month catch-up again.
Yes.
Whenever that is. So, let's anyway. We've got today's a lot about Jenny. But so we filmed Last Saw You on the 27th of January. And it is currently the 22nd of February. Yes. And you haven't seen us in between apart from the challenge chat. So as I said, I do apologise. I have worked on 14, maybe 15 pieces since then.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to do a little bit of insertion of my progress, in a minute, of what I've worked on because having done a flying visit to Sydney, I only brought what I worked on this week.
Yes.
And not really realising quite how long it's been since I've done it. So there'll be an awful lot, it's 14, awful lot of my whips coming up. So why don't we see what Jenny's been working on first?
Okay, well, I can't actually show you what I've been stitching on because I've been doing some more work on the ornament that will be for an ornament exchange at the end of the year. So yes, making good progress on that. I've almost finished all the cross stitches, just then we'll start on the back stitch, but don't want to show that yet because that might spoil the surprise. But in between that, I've also been, so I've to end of last year and then moving into this year, trying to get more organized to make it easier for me to do stitching. And so part of that is I had previously, now I can't pick it up. For my Haid, I'm using floss drops and I'd only done the 300s, putting them on floss drops. And so I've been busy while I've been watching television, putting pretties. So I've started now with the 100s and I'm up to the halfway through the 700s. And just cutting them in eighths, I think. Yes. And then plaiting them just to keep them a little bit neat and tidy.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, I have to say, some of the combos, it's like, ooh, I like those. Yes. Yeah. Some of them work really well. In fact, apart from the greens, but a lot of the 100s actually look really, really good together.
So you just put 3 together at a time? Or 2 if you needed to?
No, 3 where I could. There are a few where there are 4. Yeah. Yeah, just because it was...
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I've still got a little way to go. Because I'm only up to 700.
Nearly halfway.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that will make it easier so that... And I think as time goes on, the plaits will soften a bit, which will actually mean that I can potentially just pull one thread
Yeah. I do like the plaits.
Yeah. And so I'm using a tie rack. I know Lisa's got something a little bit like this, but hers has hooks that she's just sitting the rings on. And I thought they can't fall off because they're actually attached. And then I haven't worked out when I've finished if I'm just going to hang it from here and just sort of have them alternating one in, one out, kind of to give me some
because
space.
It's for a Haid, I think that will be fine.
Yeah.
But for my master set, see, I'm still looking for the ultimate way of storing my master set on Flosstubes, and I've got a few more ideas. That one is a step better than mine because it doesn't come off.
Yes.
But it's still not right. So
No. And so for these ones, I've got the coloured stickers, because some of these floss drops from Paddock Lane Designs, some of them are blank on the back, but some of them are double-sided.
Yeah.
So I thought using the stickers, it's the easiest way to label them, and then it's uniform, and it's also a way of, I know that the ones with the labels are CXC threads, not my DMCs.
Yeah.
So, whoops.
Did you have a nice flight to the ceiling, people?
Sorry.
Jenny bumped the table.
My dining table's a little bit unsteady. It's not quite an antique, but it's vintage. I am the third or I think I might be the fourth owner, and I do intend at some point I need to, sand it down and resurface it and all that kind of stuff. So, sorry, didn't mean to bump you.
That's okay. All right. Well, as I said, I've done lots of stitching, but I only brought down what I've worked on this week, and a lot of what I worked on this week is really being driven by the Survivor game on Glorious. And just to give you an idea, so with the Survivor game, we did it last year with the American Survivor, and I finished 3 whips during the game.
Wow.
Admittedly, I was working on the ones that were closer to a finish.
Yes.
And this year I'm not. But just that focus stitching, having that goal, I've put myself at the middle level, which means I'm basically doing 100, 200 or 300 stitches, depending on what happens.
Yes.
And I've got a piece that is designated for the Brains tribe. And my piece for the Brains tribe is Clouds Factory's Bookshelf Sal. So this is where I'm up to. And I have been working on this for the Brains tribe, as well as keeping up with stitching on it every Thursday night with the girls on Zoom. I am actually the slowest of anyone.
I was going to say, you're a little bit behind because there's a whole another shelf up here.
Shelf there.
You have started though. You've got Jane Austen's skirt.
I do have Jane Austen's skirt, but I'm actually the slowest of all the sort of like 6 of us, which never happens. I know. But I had a bunch of models, and I'll get to that later. Yeah. So anyway, it's fine. So this one is, because it's my Brains piece for this week's episodes. That's just the first week's just sort of finished.
Yeah.
There's 3 episodes a week. I'm pretty sure. I had to do 1,000 stitches.
Okay.
On the Brains piece.
Okay.
So I've got 300 to go on that.
Okay.
My other piece, again, I picked one I wanted to get lots of done on.
Ooh.
For Brawn.
Ooh.
Is my Macintosh mill.
Ooh, look at all the stonework.
I know.
That's looking really cool. Not so easy to stitch though, as some of the other bits of it, but that's looking really good.
But a really good scaffold for the mill now.
Yes.
So it's going to fly a bit faster now that I've done all that scaffolding. So this one is my Brawn. My theory was that people who write books have brains, and people who work in the field have brawn.
Yes.
That was how I picked which one was which.
Yeah.
I've assigned myself actually to the Brains team because I relate more to books than working in the fields, personally. So my Brawn piece had to do 1,500 stitches on it. So I've still got 500 to go on that for this week, which is fine. And then I had to create another piece, which I haven't brought with me, but I have already done the stitches for, or not all of them. I decided we needed a piece whenever there was an idol found, played, or gone home in someone's pocket.
Oh.
That hasn't happened yet, but it's something that could happen.
It could happen, yes.
We have already found and played an idol.
Yes, I'm
first
not
episode.
watching it, but
Yeah.
I've seen enough in the ads to know that someone found an idol
Yeah.
very quickly.
And played it. So I had to suddenly come up with things to do for that. So my idol piece, anytime an idol appears, is going to be my fairy tale town.
Your fairy tale town piece.
Oh, yes. I was wondering, what the heck is Jenny doing?
It's her it's her very long piece.
So fairy tale town, because
Yes.
I do want to focus on that. I'm stitching on that every Saturday night. So I figure every Saturday night I just have to catch up how many idle stitches. So I have to do 400 stitches on that this week already. I would normally be stitching on that tonight. It is Saturday night.
Yep.
But because I'm here, that's now tomorrow's piece.
Yep.
I will do it tomorrow.
And also it's a very big.
Yeah, it's too hard to. Yeah, no, and it's on Pattern Keeper.
So all the extra things you have to bring to be able to stitch on that. Yeah.
So the only other thing I've stitched on this week is my next one of the Epic Disney Princesses. Can you tell? Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we go. So
I'm assuming that there will be some more dwarves because
there
that's
are
not enough.
7 dwarves. I've only got 4 listed. There's a whole another half here.
Oh, okay, they go to the other side.
Basically, nearly about halfway through stitching it.
Yeah.
But aren't they cute? And I'm really happy with this. Remember, this series, the Epic Princesses, I am doing each one separately. And there'll be a couple on each piece of fabric, but I'm using the fabrics that are not mine, that I had from previous Colour of the Months. From either from Crafty Leanie with her fabulous ice-dyed fabrics, or from Fancy Floss for the Sassy Pouch.
Yes.
So I am trying to make the use of most of those ones that I've got into my Epic Disney Princesses. Because, why not use what I had? So I decided that Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs needed to be on this nice green. So they are.
Yes.
And that's what they are. And I did stitch on them. So that's what I've been stitching this week. But I'm going to put a big insert here of what else I've been stitching since I've seen you. All right, so a lot of what I was stitching was models for me to release. I'm very excited to say I finally finished my Butterfly Kisses model. And there she is. Isn't she just so cute? Using Gentle Arts threads on a piece of 32 count Paddock Lane Designs rose petal linen. She stitched 2 over 2 and I'm really happy with how she looks. So you get more of a rundown in the Paddock Lane Designs Flosstube channel, but that is one I've stitched on. The other one is this cute little small called Friendship Spool, and I basically made this one to have it so small that I can give to friends to say thank you for being such good friends. Those cute little hearts, there's a cute little butterfly, and there's a little bee, and there's, anyway, if you want to see the full thing, you'll have to look at the Paddock Lane Designs one. All right, so I worked on the Stitchy Spot Sal, which is the exclusive design for the Whip Warriors in 2025. And I got it up to date with what I had done till the end of January. There were 3 letters, the letter G, N and V in categories, and I completed all 3 letters, so I got to stitch the letter onto my placemat. The colour for participating the 3 strands was red, so I got to hang that thread on my floss drop. I'd earned some buttons, the sparkly one for seeing a Modmin in the wild, and the other colours were given to me as rewards for activities that I've completed. And I also had more than 10 threads in total, so I got to stitch the scissors. So the idea is that as you earn rewards, you get to add them to your Stitchy Spot each month. The Paddock Lane Designs Stitch Your Way Around the House Stitch Count Sal is the bathroom this year. And so I caught up all of January's toilet rolls, and then I did some more on the background just to get a bit more stitching done. So I've done about 450 stitches on the bathroom sal. Still got a bit more framework and bath mat to go, but I'll catch that up when it's time for me to stitch on it in February. I started the month strong with my flower a day, doing 100 stitches on my Carolyn Manning purple flower a day. So I was working my way down the bottom left and up the top right. but unfortunately it has fallen by the wayside as I thought it would. So it's going to not to be 100 stitch a day anymore. It just doesn't work with the way I like to stitch, and that's okay. Everyone stitches different ways. So Michelle and I are trying to get 1,000 a month on it. My village at Hawkrun Hollow I've done 600 stitches on it, believe it or not, to finish that frame and start getting all that bottom done. So 600 more stitches, but I've still, as you can see, got 3 frames to go before I can really focus on the year. My village at Hawkrun Hollow I've done 600 stitches on it, believe it or not, to finish that frame and start getting all that bottom done. So 600 more stitches, but I've still, as you can see, got 3 frames to go before I can really focus on the year. Celtic Winter, who is my oldest whip, had 301 stitches, mostly going up that right hand border with a little bit of filling in the dress. So yeah, she still is on my aim to finish this year, so I need to pull her out more. One of my Whip Go calls for this month in February was the Amazing Animal Kingdom bookshelf. So I have completed the 1,000 stitches mostly on the zebra. So hopefully you can see the difference and how much more 1,000 stitches makes to get him continuing.
Okay.
All right. So that then brings us to haul or stash acquisition, as we prefer to say.
Yes. Or I like Patchy Pony calls it future fun.
Future fun is good.
I like that too.
Future fun is good. I'm going to go first because I can already tell that mine is less. As you know, stash acquisition is not high on my priority list in life at the moment. On saying that, I am going to a big spender retreat next weekend, so there will be some stash acquired there. I have got my fabric of the month from Fox and Rabbit, which is called Promise of Spring.
Ooh.
It's basically, it's lovely. It's like my Hint of Mint.
Yes.
Very much
very
so.
pale green.
Very pale green, just like my Hint of Mint. If you're wanting a Paddock Lane Designs version, it's lovely. Yeah, no, it's bluer. It's like a sort of an aquary green. I don't think you have anything the colour.
No, that's too grey.
No.
Anyway. I was just seeing if there was a DMC equivalent.
You had one that was similar. Yeah, give me the bundle.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
one's a bit bluer, but it's close. What's that?
That is 747.
Okay, so if you go a slightly greener tinge on a 747,
yeah,
that's what Promise of Spring is. So it's beautiful and lovely. And as always with them, it's a nice, even not mottled colour. But I've gone up to the 32 count now because I was getting the 36 count, but I've got so many 36s now and I don't stitch that many samplers and things that need them. I thought, no, I'll go to 32s and then I can use them for some of my other designs as well.
Yeah.
So, yes. Anyway, there you go. That, and I will not put a picture here, but I've got my next instalment of the week's colour works from A Stitch in Time in October.
Okay, so I have a little bit.
Jenny even got mail from me.
Well, I collected it from Lisa when I was there.
Yes.
But I don't know why I didn't show it when we did our video at yours, but anyway. So I got 2 more of the Fabulous House.
Yes.
I'd missed this one and the Tudor House was the last one.
Very Jenny actually.
So I haven't got all of them. I've got I think that makes maybe 5 of them out of 13. I did some shopping at Daisy Chain. She was having it was a New Year's sale.
It was a
Boxing Day sale. Boxing Day sale. But I said, can Lisa pick it up? In the end, I picked it up. When I left Lisa's last time, I went to Teresa's on my way because she's 20 minutes from Lisa. So I got Home for Christmas. Cute, very cute. And I got Schoolhouse Coverlet Drum because I want to do a drum, and this one being monochromatic, I can use potentially some of my variegated threads, which I just happened to buy. Spotlight was also having a sale, and I thought I would try some sulkies. So I've got 4107 which is,
Spotlight was selling those sulkies.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Awesome.
So
Careful.
whoops. So this is green and yellow with just a little bit of red.
Yeah. Lovely.
I got 4029, which is pinky apricot, different shades. And I got 4109, which is rainbow, for want of a better description. It's green and blue and pink and really pretty. And I also decided to try one of the DMC, I think this is the Colorist 4518, which is, I want to say garden, for want of a better description. It's got green and brown and red in it. So thought I'd try that one too.
There you go. I think you'd still use 2 strands of this type.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite thin.
But 2 strands would be good as opposed to the other sulkies. That's why I was wondering where you only use a single strand instead of the double. But this is
well, no, I'd have to. I can only, because it's variegated. I can only use single strand, so I have to use it on 36 count.
Yeah.
So that I would only need single strand because of the variegation in it. I can't.
Well, you could, but you have to cut it and work it out.
Yeah, it would be very fussy cutting, and I'm not sure I could be bothered with that.
So that's all our stash acquisition?
That's it.
Aren't we good? Right, that then brings us to plans.
Yes. Well, so what I have done, again, one of the things to try and help me not keep on top of things, but try and keep me up to date and try and make it easier. And I've now got a reminder in my phone. So 2 days before the end of the month, a little reminder will pop up to say, post in categories. Because there have been so many times that I've got to the 1st or 2nd of the month and gone, I didn't do it. I'd done stitching and I didn't post it. So,
yes, so that's good.
So I thought that way I can make sure that I'm counting what I'm doing. Actually, I can check.
She can check what she's doing. While she's checking, I'm going to be obviously working on those 3 pieces for Survivor for the next, gosh knows how long. But I'm going to also be doing some work before the end of the month, which is not long. Big Red Ship Alive. I need to touch Hawk Run. I need to do 1,000 stitches on Stitch in Time for Whitgo. And I need to also do just a tiny bit on Catch the Wind so I can get my designer done for categories.
Yeah. So yes, so I have done quite a bit of stitching. I've done so far 5 days of stitching on my little snowman. And it's about 500 and something stitches. So
that's good.
Yeah, I've got quite a lot done. I just said it was a snowman. Whoops.
Oh well.
My ornament.
Yes.
Yes. But yes, so I need to post that in categories so that it counts. And I was going to do the Lonely Hearts, but I think that finishes today. And
I think it finished already.
Yeah, I didn't get around to. I did take stitching. So Liz and I went away last weekend. We went to Canberra, but didn't end up doing a lot of stitching. We took our time driving down on Saturday, and so it's about 3.5 hours from Sydney to Canberra if you don't stop. But we did a few stops on the way, and when we got to Canberra, we went to the factory outlet shopping centre and had some fun there. And then we were just in time to go check into our hotel and then go for dinner. And then by the time we got back from dinner, because Liz wanted to take me to this really cool gelato place that had been recommended to her by Anna. So we went there. And so by the time we got back, it was like 10:30. It was too late to pull out any stitching then. So so I took stitching, but I didn't do any
Okay, well, since I've seen you guys, my weeks of stitching have been over 4,500 stitches each week. Mostly because of those finishes that I would have shown you in my insertion. So,
Okay.
yes, you know, excuse me. I do have another model to start stitching as well in my plans. I'm going to got to get my ornament done for my Patreon.
Ah, yes.
For next month, and I'll show you my idea, Jenny. I'm very impressed with it. As usual, focusing on different ways of FFOing is my designing sort of strength at the moment. I'm trying to work out the FFO first and then working out a design to suit. Okay, so the only thing I have left is a quick bit of Paddock Lane Designs news. I might do that, and then we're going to go to the very exciting Jenny's Wood Parade. So I do all my Paddock Lane Designs updates now in the Paddock Lane Designs YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to that, please head on over and like and subscribe and click the little bell so you get notified when I put a video up. It's about once a month, just to give you an idea of what's happening. I am heading down to the Stitching on the Border retreat next weekend as a vendor, and I'm really looking forward to that. And it's a type of retreat where there's lots of vendors. Yes, it's a big shopping retreat and doesn't cost people lots to go, which is really cool.
Yes.
I have got my fabric and pattern that I've featured of the month, and I will put a picture in here to show you the beautiful Bluebell fabric that is 20% off until the end of February, as well as the lovely Fishbowl from the Reef Nemo pattern that is 50% off as a PDF from my website. I know, I'm pretty generous, that's just me, you know, but that's it. So they're only available that way until the end of February, and then midway through March you'll find out what the next ones are. However, I do have my Patreon fabric of the month handy, and I thought I'd show you.
Ooh.
Fairy Queen. This is Fairy Queen.
Ooh.
Fairy Queen was requested by the lovely Peggy. She didn't name it, but she wanted something that was pink and purple.
That definitely fits the bill.
And I have previously done this colorway. It's previously existed in my dyeing history.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what I called it, so I've recalled it. But I'm just showing you the difference.
Ooh, on sparkly. Ooh.
Yeah, so I've got a sparkly opalescent. You can get almost any of them as sparkly or as plain. And what I thought I'd show you is the difference that you get between the different fabrics. So this one, I haven't got an Ada on me, but the even weave, see, it's a lot more muted.
Yeah.
It's still a beautiful piece.
Yes. Yes. Now, see, I'd probably go for that, whereas Liz would go for.
But well, the reason I have them on me is I'm going to my actual in-person group tomorrow. And one of the girls there is in the fabric of the month, and I always give her the choice of
Which fabric?
you know,
Cool.
These are the ones I've got. You know, one of them is the one she's ordered, and the others are ones that are a similar count to what she's ordered. But yeah, they're just the difference that the different fabrics dye up. So Fairy Queen is exclusive to my Patreon members for 6 months. You can only buy it from my Patreon shop. It will come on.
While you're talking, I just got to go grab something.
All right, hopefully she doesn't knock you off while she's doing that.
I'll be very careful.
So it's exclusive to my Patreon members. My Patreon is a very good way to stay up to date with what's happening, things, finding out specials. You get behind the scenes information, as well as special discounts. This month, that other second finish you saw, the Friendship Scroll, I gave to all my Patreon members as a free pattern, as a bonus free pattern this month. So yeah, and you can order the fabric in either the small size or the large to get it as a fabric of the month. Or, as some members do, they just join up at the mates rate level, and they then go into the shop when they realise they like the colour and order it after they see what it is. So they're still getting the exclusive fabric.
Yeah, they're just not necessarily getting it every month.
They're not getting it every month, and they're not getting it as an unknown surprise. So that is all I need to share with you about Paddock Lane Designs. Other than I have publicly released 12 designs this week, and I put a picture in here of all 12 of them. So if you like any of them, tell your LNS to order them from me. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till they come out on my site as PDFs in a little while.
Yep.
So that basically concludes our regular Flosstube for this month of February.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the time for watching us. We do really appreciate it, and we look forward to you joining us later. We've got Jenny's Wick Parade coming up to you next, so keep an eye out for that. Until then,
Happy stitching.
bye.
Bye.